One finger creativity. This is actually a good thing because we can go back in time, and usually we can only go forward. But let's start at the beginning. And if you didn't see it, I'd like to start by making sure we all have the equipment needed for this talk and the equipment needed for the future of work. So put your hand up like this and then raise one finger. It can be any finger, thumb, index, thumb or index. Great. Now, let's try to do something with our finger. Let's create a product. Let's create a book. Here are two images. Point at the one you like best. Okay, I like that one. Let's choose that one. Great. Not that difficult. Now let's try something a little bit harder. Let's choose some themes for our book. Love, productivity, potatoes. Something's off. Let's refresh. Do like this. Refresh. Refresh. Love, happiness, meaning. A lot better. We happy? Thumbs up. Perfect. Now, lastly, we need a name for our product. Golly or the Book of Love. Which one? You can point at it. Golly. Sounds more interesting. Let's choose that one. And we're done. In 2022, with one finger, we've created something beautiful. All the elements we used have been created by artificial intelligence. The cover art, the name, the themes. Okay, you can put your finger down now. You've done enough for one day. My name is Jukka Aalho. I'm a writer, speaker, podcaster, what we in the industry call a creative. I'm also an AI poet. In 2021, I created this book of poems, Golly, together with the GPT-3 language model. And what took us a minute just now took me a little bit longer. Not years, not months, not weeks. It took me 24 hours from start to finish. And also from English to finish. And today, I'd like to introduce the concept of one finger creativity. You all know it by now. Of course, you've seen it, you've done it. In fact, you've graduated from the University of One Finger Creativity. One finger creativity is the change from the old human-centric 10 model of creativity to the new AI-enhanced creativity. Supported by artificial intelligence, many of the creative tasks at the workplace are reduced to these three main actions: choose, refresh, and approve. Instead of coming up with campaign taglines, a copywriter can ask a language model to generate them for them. Their job is to choose the one they like best. Instead of the creator, they become the curator. An engineer tasked with coming up with a new product design can generate an endless number of variations. Without reaching for a pen or a tablet, they can hit refresh until they find one that satisfies their criteria. And finally, when it's all ready to roll, it just takes someone, a human preferably, to give it the green light to approve it. This is one finger creativity. Choose, refresh, and approve. Research suggests that creativity at the workplace has a dual role. Employees who are happy are also more creative. But it's not only that. Employees who are creative are also happier. A recent study calls this relationship a kind of upward spiral for well-being and creativity. We draw meaning and happiness from being good at our jobs and being competent. It's almost like being human is good for us. I started my career as a copywriter in a small ad agency. Tinkering with AI-enhanced creativity with Aungoli has given me a glimpse of the future. Of a future where the people called creatives are not that creative anymore. That's like an HR person realizing that they're not human. A COO realizing that they're not operational. Or a full stack developer realizing that they're neither full stacked or developed. A creative who's not creative. One-finger creativity is inevitable, but we can build a better workplace of the future by changing how we approach creativity. And for a beacon of hope, I'd like to introduce 3 scenarios of how one-finger creativity can affect the future of work. The okay, the bad, and the good. The first scenario is the middle ground, the okay. We'll look at 2 metrics, the amount of work, the amount of rest, and their relationship. Now, let's build scenario number 1. Let's look into the future all the way to the year 2024, where this is the normal workday for anybody who feels at least some creativity during their day. First, a portion of their day consists of emails, Slack, opening and closing documents, staring at them, sometimes writing something, checking their phone, checking their email, checking Slack, checking their phone, checking their email, checking Slack, copy-pasting figures from one spreadsheet to another. Work. In addition to this administrative type of work, working on work, there's also some creativity. But most of it is one-finger creativity. AI writing assistants, AI analysis tools, automatic asset generation have replaced much of 10-finger creativity with one-finger creativity. But there's still some good stuff left. And when we balance this out with some rest, it doesn't look too bad, does it? We've got work, one-finger creativity, and even a little bit of that good old-fashioned problem-solving, original and effective creativity. Then there's scenario number 2, the dystopic scenario, the one you'll want to avoid. This is the workplace where ex-creatives have become cogs in the wheel, where humans are expected to perform like machines, and machines are expected to perform like humans. This is the workplace where AI-enhanced creativity allows you to send 20 emails instead of none, to churn out 100 mediocre articles instead of one good one. This is the workplace where the only reward for a job well done is more work, where creative ideas are the copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. In this scenario, entry-level jobs are done by machines, at least until we realize that entry-level jobs exist for a reason. If there is no entry point, there is no one coming in. Because the thing is, there is no shortcut to creativity. I had to bang out hundreds of entry-level taglines to come up with one good one. A machine cannot do the legwork for us. Luckily, there is a better way. One-finger creativity can be a force of good. First, we must break free from the idea that productivity comes from doing more work, that life is a container that must always be topped up by as much work as possible. If one finger can do the work of 10, let it. In this scenario, work is composed of some admin work and some one-finger creativity. That's it. Creativity is a way of life, and one-finger creativity enables us to live that life. With the time freed by automation and artificial intelligence, we can focus on doing more of what makes us human and what makes life worth living. When you're solving a problem, go for a walk in nature, take a nap. When you're doing background research, learn to play the trombone, read about the aqueducts of the ancient Romans, or learn to do a backflip. And when you're doing setting goals, set aside time to get to know your team. Talk about the meaning of life. Lie down on the grass, look at the clouds, and see what types of KPIs they form. We, individuals, teams, and leaders, can choose our future. Instead of going around in endless circles of busy work, we can create a future where artificial intelligence can be artificial intelligence, and we humans can thrive by being human. Thank you.
Thank you ever so much, Jukka, for that very inspiring talk. I will now use my one finger to refresh my pad to see the questions that you have been sent. Perhaps towards the end we have a small delay, and now we have received quite a few questions. So let me make a choice quickly between these ones. Ram, thank you for this question. How diverse do you see technology affecting creatives and affecting the future of work? Maybe AI will lead to lack of creatives.
I think diversity, creativity are all things that come from living, experiencing, and doing different things. And I think there's both a good side and a bad side to one-finger creativity. If it's only us doing one-finger creativity, that's not enough. But if one-finger creativity enables us to be more creative, more diverse, more talkative, more conversational, more happy, more peaceful, then I say bring on one-finger creativity.
Thank you so much, Jukka.